Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kandice and today we're actually going to be diving into some different things than we normally would talk about on this channel. Today we're actually going to be talking about shadow work and then also how you can infuse tarot into your practice of healing your inner voice, your inner energy, the things that you may not want to talk about, things you not want to express more or even dive into. So I also just want to say that if you see me looking down, that is because I'm looking down at my notes and I just want to make sure that I cover everything for you guys. So let's first talk about what exactly is your shadow. To me, your shadow is the energies of things that you have dealt with your past. It could be trauma, it could be past relationships, it could be feelings of like family divorces, or you going through difficulties during your elementary or middle school in general. It could be a lot of different things. Your shadow is the things you don't want to talk about. It's the things that you've kind of like shoved underneath a barrel and then you bury that and then you put something on top of that and it's just kind of like shoved away. Like you just don't talk about it. You don't want to experience it anymore. It's the things that are just not in the light. It also can be emotions or like feelings or things that you want to act out in public, but you may have been told by a public figure, society, government, your family, someone that you see as an authority figure, someone important in your life where you don't want to go against what they're saying, so you then suppress your emotions, your feelings of what you have gone through. I'm also getting the sense of just like also if you have dealt with trauma and you may have experienced a lot of trauma as a child, but you tried to explain that said trauma to an adult, but the adult didn't believe you. That is another instance of where you have gone through something and you have shoved it down below because other individuals didn't believe you or that they told you to suppress them in some kind of way. So it's energies, feelings, trauma, things that have been basically closed off to you. So in order for you to move on, you suppress them from your focal point in that point of view. I also like to say that your shadow is a part of your healing process. I feel like you can't go to where you need to go or where you're desiring to go until you actually hit your shadow energy. And I say that because it's like if you're trying to manifest money or you're trying to manifest a lover or you're like your soulmate, but you have this past trauma or this past energy, this negative energy in regards to money or regards to your past relationships, you're going to keep repeating those same cycles until you deal with those suppressed emotions. Those suppressed emotions. If you don't deal with those things, then it will come up about, or you will basically repeat those same cycles. So dealing with your shadow energy is going to help alleviate you having to repeat those cycles, but it also allows you to really heal the energies that you have gone through or what you have dealt with. I like to point out that your shadow is also part of your mind, body, and spirit. So having this be like the fourth element to your healing process. To me, when you are healing your shadow side, it is healing a version of you that isn't out so much in the forefront. And your body is a part of you. Your spirit is a part of you. Your emotional side is a part of you. And so is your shadow. Those are all components of within you. So if you're not working on your shadow, then there is no way for you to really grow. There is no way for you to really suppress these things, suppress the things that, or at least obtain the manifestations that you're wanting until you can really tap into that. As we're diving more into like what shadow work is, let's talk about the individuals who actually influence this type of acknowledgement of this energy within us. Now, that person that I would like to say that has amplified that would be Carl Jung. Carl was an individual that studied underneath Sigmund Freud, so there is a lot of mental dream work, psychotherapist, like learning more about the mindset in a different way. Carl was the one that amplified that. Now, I'm not going to dive into what Carl has said or what his mentions were. I honestly don't know how much relevant they are to this day, as we are in the year 2022. But the basics of what he was saying about what a shadow is does actually matter. So if you want to learn more about Carl, I'm going to definitely put a link down in the description box below where you can read more about like what his teaching was, what his signing was. The reason why he brought that up is because I know some people like to learn more about that. I was one of those geeky people that just kind of want to know why. And so if you want to learn more about that, I'll put that down in the description box because I don't want to talk about that in today's video. So you may be wondering why even dive into this. So let's go ahead and dive into that. To me, the most important thing about why you want to dive into your shadow work is because people, and you may yourself, may be saying that the shadow side is a negative energy within you. It's the thing that is not you, or there's things that you don't want to talk about, things like that. And that may be all the case, but I kind of want to put like a little science into this, okay? Now, if you know me at all and you've had me on live, or you've seen me on like a personal reading, or even like the collective readings, I always talk about how I'm an energy-based reader and how energy never goes away. Energy is always been energy only just transmutes itself from one thing to another. That's how us as human beings, spiritual beings, we're able to come from a lower vibrational field of anger and sadness and transmute that same energy, that same essence of you, into more of a positive, happy, loving, free thinking spiritual being. So when you think about your shadow, I want you to think about how you can transmute that negative thought, that negative feeling, that negative trauma into something more positive into your light. And so that is, to me, the first reason why doing shadow work is really important, is because you're learning to accept, embrace, to be vulnerable, and to really listen to your negative energy, to then transmute that same energy into something more beautiful, so that you're not repeating these same cycles, or you're not repeating these same thoughts. You're coming to a conclusion on why you've held on to that, or why you didn't get the closure that you needed, and you're able to give yourself that closure, or that said positive thought, now that you're an adult, or that you're older in age, to understand the trauma that you just went through. So let's talk about how you can actually work with your shadow here, and how you can actually open up those doors that you may not actually want to open, okay? The number one thing that I talk about all the time on my lives is you have to be vulnerable. You have to be able to dive in. You have to be able to not be judgmental of that. And whatever comes up for you is how you felt, is how you experience things. And even though you may not remember that, your subconscious mind does, your shadow energy does. And being vulnerable is not necessarily just you experiencing it, but it's also you being honest about it. It's also kind of like peeling back that onion, like I always talk about on lives or even on the tarot readings, is that when you're diving into your shadow energy, it is going to be something that you're probably going to reoccur over and over again, because there is going to be a core energy, a core feeling about why you're experiencing the things that you're experiencing. And so the more you can be vulnerable, the more you can peel back that onion, the more you can peel back the layers of the energy or the feelings that you have gone through this one particular experience, is going to help alleviate, or at least show you the full picture about why or how it has come about for you. So you being vulnerable, you not being judgy, you not being over exaggerating it, you being completely honest with yourself, and allowing your past, your tendencies, things like that, whatever you wanted or what you didn't experience or what you did experience to really come about, is going to how you actually tap into that shadow energy. Now, me personally, I had to deal with my shadow when it comes to all aspects of my life. I grew up in Alaska. I was the only Black girl in the entire elementary school. I got bullied a lot. I was told by numerous individuals, people who were an authority figure to me, including my parents, that I, on some stance of like how my energy is, or how I'm doing too much, or I need to change. And that's just like an elementary energy and childhood energy, let alone me feeling alone, me feeling as if I don't really have like true friends, or that the friends that I did have weren't really friends. And then on top of that, relationships. There is a lot of shadow energies that I had to personally work with, including me being a mom, and even the things that I'm going through right now. I had to continue to dive into the things that I had to experience, or the things that I have gone experience, and not blaming myself, but just accepting the experience and knowing that, okay, now that I can accept it, now that I can look at it in a different standpoint, I'm not afraid of that anymore, or I'm not allowing these things to make it seem like I'm not good enough, or that of course this is how or why I experience these things. I have been able to open up my shadow energy when it comes to all areas of my life. And I know how hard it can be, but I also know how beautiful it can be once you do open up that chapter to really be to really accept yourself in all areas, in all angles, with no judgment. That's something I really want you guys to really embrace with this. So I also just want to say that I cannot define what your shadow is, just like you cannot define what my shadow is for myself. I encourage you to find your shadow self, because the more you're tapping into that and embracing it, you're understanding that it's a part of you. It's a part of your energy. Now, let's just go ahead and dive into how you find that. How do you find your shadow? What is the process of that? And how can you really tap into that energy to understand more about you? So the first step that I would suggest on how you can start to observe your shadow self or start to recognize it is by doing that, having a self-awareness about your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, about anything and everything that you may be experiencing. Especially if it's negative, especially if it's more darker, I would love for you to have the point of view of your higher self, or from like a spirit guide, or even think of yourself as like as a human, but also looking down like on a building, like you're looking down and getting a different perspective about how you're conversating with individuals, how you're talking to yourself, and just having a more broader self-awareness of your own energy. One of the best ways you can do this is having a conversation with yourself. Now, I don't know about you, but I talk to myself a lot. And I honestly think, and now that I'm thinking about it now, it's honestly me talking to all versions of myself: the light version, the shadow version, the present version, my higher self version, my spiritual version, the girl who wants to cook, the girl who wants to just do tarot, the girl who just, wants to dance and have fun. I am constantly talking to myself, and you may label me as weird, but that's me honestly being in my own energy. I am alone 24/7, so I feel like if I'm not speaking out in some capacity, it's a weird thing for me not to do. So speaking to yourself or having a conversation with yourself is a great way to open up that door, or allow that conversation to be naturally flowing between you and your shadow energy. You can ask yourself questions is another way to do that. Asking yourself questions is a great way, like I said, to open that door. So we're kind of on step number 3. I forgot to kind of say that. The first one is self-awareness. The second one is talking to yourself. And the third one is really asking yourself questions. Asking yourself questions is going to help kind of like give you the key to unlock the door that you've kind of locked with a lot of locks. I feel like a lot of my people, a lot of my soul family, you guys have a lot of locks built up when it comes to certain past traumas, relationships, things that you have dealt with. And asking the questions, or questions in general, are going to be able to help alleviate that lock that you have placed upon your subconscious mind, your energies, people, situations, things like that. So asking yourself questions. Now, I will be placing down a nice little document down below for you to ask yourself questions, and this is going to be shadow work questions, and it's free. So if you want to download that so you can start journaling today, which enters in segment number 4, you can definitely check that down in the description box below. But you journaling is going to be another way for you to do that. Now, you can infuse these ways to interact with your shadow in a different kind of combinations, right? You can start a conversation with yourself to have more awareness, and then ask yourself these questions presently. You can go to a mirror to really ask yourself these questions, so you can really hone into your own energy to say, what is that we need to tap into? Why are we dealing with this? How come this keeps being a trigger for us? Like, what is it that we are not looking at the viewpoint so that we can get the negative energy out? The questions in themselves, if you don't want to talk to yourself that way, another form of doing it, like I said, which would be number 4, is journaling. Now, journaling is a form of meditation. Journaling is a form of you honing into your brain, on you tapping into your subconscious mind for you to get the information that you're needing. And I'm also going to say this is number 5, which is meditating. I know you guys don't like me saying this to you, but I have to say this to you because meditation, again, is not just a form of good mental health, but it's also a good spiritual, emotional, energetic, tapping into the unknown, the subconscious mind energy for you to really get the answers that you're needing. Subconsciously, you do hold a lot of things that you really don't think about. And recently I had a meditation with the collective on Instagram Live, and I did this with everyone, and a lot of people said that's exactly what I needed. I didn't know that there were certain things from my inner child that were holding up that my subconscious mind has just been putting back on the back burner. And to me, you understanding your shadow energy is connected to meditation, because the more you can shut the fuck up and like close your mouth, in that sense of you not having to have your cautious mind be active all the time, meditation and journaling allows you to sit down, be quiet, hone in on your own energy, to really focus on what you should be or what you want to really tap in, and really gravitate that energy out on paper, or getting the visuals or the thoughts that you need to do or need to hear in order for you to get that clarity, for your energy to change from negative to a positive. My last step is going to be number 6, which is having self-compassion. Look, I don't want you guys going crazy or ham or doing more things that's going to self-sabotage your own growth and your own healing. If there's anything that you get a takeaway from this video today, it is that I want you to be your true self. I want you to not only be your true self, but be gentle with yourself. You are opening up a door. You're opening certain energies that you literally have said, I don't want to talk about like anymore. I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't want to go into that energy. I put that shit in the past. Let the past be the past. I want you to be cautious of that. I don't want you to have any self-sabotage. I don't want you negative self-talking to yourself about blaming yourself or blaming other individuals. There is no need for any blame. There is no need for you to criticize yourself for the things that you have gone or the things that you're trying to learn more about, to like handle or deal or heal. This is a part of your growth. This is a part of your journey. This is a part of you tapping into you. So please be gentle with yourself. Please be easy with yourself, and don't feel as if like what you're going through or what you're dealing or what you're having to experience or what you're trying to understand more of. I just want you to understand that this is a process. This is going to be an ongoing process. I started my journey 3 years ago, and I'm still unveiling certain pieces of my own onion that I didn't really understand back then, even 3 years ago. So the more I know that the more I'm tapping into my energy, the deeper I'm going, the more understanding I'm doing, the more of the blending of both adding my shadow side into my life, into my light, into my present self. It's allowing me to heal those things that I really thought were gone, or I really thought they were healed. It's allowed me to actually tap in more into that and say, okay, maybe I need to tap into this because I'm feeling a little blocked. I'm not feeling more connected to this. What is it about my past, or what is it about this situation that I missed? So it is going to be an ongoing process, and I just want you to be easy with yourself. It's not a one-time thing. It's not oh, I did it once and that's it. It is going to be a process for you. So now let's get into the point of like how we can actually use this for tarot. Because I know you're probably like, okay, Kandice, we get it. Now I understand what shadow is. Now I understand how this can help me. But how can I use my tarot cards? How can I use any kind of divination tools to actually tap into that? And I'm here to tell you, as an energy-based reader, this is going to be really easy for you. Now, if you don't know, tarot is just a tool, okay? Tarot is just a piece of paper. It's just a deck of cards that have different symbolism, color association, numbers, all these different things and meanings to it, absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's just a deck of cards. It is just a tool for you to intuitively connect to what you already know, intuitively, to help you get the answers that you're needing. It is just a tool. So I want to actually show you this on camera so you are aware that I can do this too, you can do this too, and it's super simple. It doesn't have to be as complicated that you may think it may be, okay? So I'm gonna grab this deck. I definitely chose this deck specifically because I know that you guys will resonate with it. You guys will see the symbolism a lot easier, a lot clearer. And so I'm having this be kind of like a slash teaching moment slash a more understanding moment, so that you can really see how each card really can help you understand your shadow energy and how you can embrace it more and be able to use that in your day-to-day so that you're growing within your process, okay? So let's go ahead and open this up. Now, after this, I am going to be showing you how to use this with oracle cards too, so make sure you stay tuned to that as well. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards. And I like to shuffle the cards, and I like to place the energy into what I'm asking the cards now, okay? So Spirit guides, my angels, my higher self, what is some shadow energy that I need to work on? What are some insights that I need to work on? What is something that I'm hiding? What is something I'm not understanding more of? What is the clarity that I need in order for me to start healing my shadow side? If you could please give me one card to indicate this so that I can have a proper understanding of my next journey, that would be really great, Spirit. So Spirit, what is my shadow energy trying to tell me? What is something I need to learn? How can I put myself out there and learn more about my energy, embracing it more? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bottom of the... Is this, and now you can ask yourself too, is this upright? Is this in reverse? If you don't take reversals, that's absolutely okay. You don't have to do that. Honestly, I'm gonna put a side note here. For my first year, I honestly was not accepting reversals because I really wanted to understand the energy that I was getting from all of my spiritual team as well as myself on the cards. And then I started to implement reversals. So just putting it out there, you don't have to, but you can. So the card that I got, which I think is very funny. Thank you. They just said you're welcome. The energy that I got is the Two of Pentacles. Okay. That is my shadow. That is the energy that I need to work on. And I think that's very funny because it's very fitting. Currently right now, I'm changing the status of what subconscious moon is, and I have allowed my own shadow energy when it comes to the business and what I want and how I want it to go and how I see it growing, the type of videos I want to create for you guys, the videos that you guys are asking me to create so you're growing. So I'm doing a lot of changes, and within those changes, it is changing my abundance. It is changing the way that I'm viewing abundance. I'm not going to be doing readings so much anymore. I'm not going to be doing the things that are attained, the things that have helped me get to where I am to be financially stable in my own apartment, on my own place, to do the things that I'm doing, right? So I'm changing my abundance and I'm changing the way that this business is going to be going. So for me to get the shadow of the Two of Pentacles, this just tells me that I'm working more to develop a more balanced self of my money. I'm learning about what I want to do with my money, how I want my money to grow, my true essence about money, how I attain my abundance. Is it through the things that I want to do, or is it things that I don't want to do? Am I placing my energy within the abundance that I want to create, or am I just doing this to just, you know, get money and like survive? Do you see how this is a shadow energy? I'm trying to understand, or I'm in that inner conflict of like, do I do this or do I do that? But my energy is pulling me to this, but I'm worried about this. So if I'm worried about abundance, I'm worried about how my abundance is going to come in. I need to be focused on how my abundance is going to make me more stable. Be more stable in that. Develop more practice skills about how to balance out my coin, that if I put my energy into this is what I'm going to get back. So I don't really need to put so much energy to anything else. I need to be focused on what my truest abundance is instead of me being worried about the unknown, and just allow that fear, allow myself to understand about money in its sense. It's just a thing. And I will say that money is just a thing. Money is just a paper trail that a man has made. It does not, and it has not, or will not have any like spiritual meaning behind it. Money is just an energy, right? Money is just a currency. So my currency and my energy is in abundance, or it's in tune to what I want to create, and it's in my soul energy, then me being in that energy is going to just automatically attract abundance to me. Now, I think also what's funny is at the bottom of the deck, we got the star card, and the star card literally is after Aquarius, and we're in Aquarius season right now, which I'm just listening to all this energy right now. I'm in Aquarius season, right? And the Aquarius is all about future. It's all about understanding. It's all about focusing on growth, focusing on what you can do. And also the star card is about hope. It's about understanding of what you just tore down, what you just eradicated from your career, from your personal life, from anything that you're alleviating, right? All the negative energies. The star card is saying, believe that you're on the right track. Believe that everything that was just eradicated, that was just removed from your space is here to develop a more stronger version of you. So believe in yourself. So me seeing this for myself, I think it's very funny. Thank you, Spirit, for this little mini reading that you're giving me. Is that it's telling me that to what I just demolished when it comes to my own business or how I'm seeing to grow my own money. That was a tower moment for me. It was me understanding my own energies about what I want to do and how I want to develop my own sense of true abundance. So because of that, I need to start believing in myself that what I am doing, what I am creating, what I'm attuning myself to is going to bring forth that abundance. It's going to bring forth that energy that I'm attuning to or that I'm trying to attract. So the more I'm believing in that, the more I am understanding that energy is going to give me the answers that I need intuitively. Also, as I'm looking at this, it's like, make sure I'm healing my chakras, making sure that I'm understanding my feelings, understanding where I'm going, my growth, and like attuning to all of my chakras so that I am aligned. Also, that I want to say is that they're telling me that fame is here for me. Me doing this and doing this switch is actually what's going to help my own social media growth, my own abundance growth, me feeling more attuned to the things and my desires that have been manifesting. It really is going to happen for me since I'm looking at that star card or the star in general. Underneath that, I got the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is literally about what I put in is what I'm going to get back. This year is the number 6. It's all about harmony. It's about balance. So again, thank you, Spirit, for this positive energy. Because not only you're telling me to continue to believe in what my journey is bringing me, it is also telling me that the more energy that I put into my abundance, into my career, I'm going to get that back. It's also telling me that I'm my own magician. I don't need all this fancy extra tools in order for me to grow, in order for me to attain the things that I'm desiring. So, and look, you guys, you see this? This is so beautiful. Do you see how tarot can help you elevate your own energy, to elevate your own shadow, to help you elevate the things that you need to get clarity on? By me doing my own judgment, by me coming to my own Jesus terms about my business and what I want to do and how to move forward, this is going to bring forth a lot of these changes for me. And this type of what using tarot as a tool is a great way for you to have the same kind of energies be placed upon you. So my own judgment of self, my own recognition of everything, of understanding why my blessings have been blocked, why I have been feeling stagnant, why I feel like my energy is changing because my magician, my energy of knowing that what I want to create is already here. It's just a matter of me tapping into that alchemy. It's a matter of me tapping into that energy, me really creating the life that I want. If I'm in that energy, I'm going to receive the same abundance coming back to me times 10 because this is spiritually aligned. This is me being really attuned to my own spiritual energy that's attuned to that abundance, that hope, that energy of staying clear of what my vision is and not giving up is going to help me bring forth the balance that I need for my abundance to come to clear. So, wow, that was truly freaking beautiful, Spirit. Thank you for that. So now let's tap into Oracle, okay? Now, Oracle cards are the same thing. It's just a tool, and each Oracle card or each Oracle deck has their own meaning to it. Now, I'm bringing out, and I felt called to bring out the chakra cards because the chakra cards are actually the first cards that I bought for me when I was going through my own like tarot cards and like connecting to a tool like this as divination. It was at the same time that I was learning about chakras and how I can be attuned to chakra work. And so when I saw this deck, I was like, oh, this is perfect for me to really tap into this, for me to really dive into this energy. And I'm not going to give up on that at all. So why not get some cards to learn more about these energies? Now, same thing with the tarot cards. I'm going to ask the chakra cards, Spirit, what is a chakra that I need to help me bring forth these energies of more abundance, of knowing that I'm in tune to my abundance, so that I am aware of what's going on? This one? This one? Yes or no? Okay. Is that it? I said one more. Okay. That's it? Okay, so they said that's it. It's up, right? Okay. Wow. This is such a beautiful energy, and I really do appreciate you guys, you telling me this, because this is live. This is me doing this in front of you guys. So my spirit guides are telling me what I need to know through my own chakras of what I need to be healing. So through this healing, I'm going to be birthing a new version of myself. Through this healing, I'm going to be helping my solar plexus be more radiant, to be more on fire, to be more attuned, to be more connected. This is going to help me really elevate my energy with self, always being free. Also, just allowing me to not feel trapped in this kind of energy, or trapped as if I'm not good enough, or that this isn't working for me. Underneath that, we have the heart chakra, which is bringing more wisdom. This is bringing more clarity for me, and it's allowing me to really be attuned to my own energy, attuned to my own growth, which is really freaking beautiful. So thank you. Thank you, Spirit. So they showed me this card. They just said that they don't want me to be like this, like an old lady living day to day, wasting my life, not really enjoying my life, not really enjoying the things that I want to do. They're also giving me the sense, like, if I were to choose, right? Because I mean, I can choose to go to a 9-to-5, but I choose not to, because that's just the energy of what I am or what I've been through, like everything since like I was a kid. I don't want to be a boss to somebody else. I want to be my own boss. So for them to give me this card again to say, like, we don't want you to get rid of your life in that sense. We don't want you to waste your life by doing other things for other individuals or other companies. We'd rather you go through this flow of understanding how much you can receive your abundance the way that you are truly wanting to receive it. So because of this, the two chakra cards that they want me to really develop more of a control with is my heart chakra as well as my sacral chakra. Let's talk about the sacral chakra, because that's what's down below. So my sacral chakra is right in between my solar plexus and my root. The sacral chakra, we already talked about on this channel. So if you haven't already, go check out that down below if you want to learn more about your chakras. So your sacral chakra is about your desires, and I was definitely at an impasse. And they just told me I'm kind of still are. Sorry, fam. I was just listening to the spirit guide, and what they told me was really beautiful. And they told me I can tell you. So I have been really in an impasse between my own desires when it comes to work. And I really want to do things that are like this. I really want to be able to sit down and talk to you guys about tarot, about spirituality, or things that help elevate you in a more private or more genuine stance like this, instead of me just doing tarot as, again, I see tarot as a tool, not necessarily tarot being like my overall individual energy. I've also been really torn between like my creativity and how I want to use that for my business, and using or working with other businesses to do that. And what they were just telling me is, like, I don't have to work for other businesses. I don't have to be an influencer. I don't have to be a content creator. I don't have to do any of those things just because it's quick money or it's money that comes into me. It doesn't necessarily mean that that is my true abundance. It doesn't mean that that's something that's really going to fulfill me the way that I want to be fulfilled. And if I want to be fulfilled in a way that's attuned to my energy, that's attuned to my spirituality, then me doing things like that is the opposite. So they were just explaining to me that, you know, you're currently still in that impasse. Like, you made a decision, but you haven't made your decision. You want to do this, but you're still doing that. And it's kind of a little bit of wiggy-wonky. They want me to really come to conclusion that in my energy is doing this, is being here, is being present, is doing videos, it's editing those videos, and then helping you guys elevate. So to have them sit there and still say to me, like, you need to still work on this and this energy, you still need to understand that you are in an impasse, and that when you come to that clarity of making that right decision, your desires are really going to come in. The second thing is that they don't want me to feel like I'm a victim, or feel as if like I'm doing all the wrong things, or that I am the cause of my own actions. It is not that. I am part of my own journey. This is me channeling, by the way. I am on part of my own journey. Everything that I've gone through has led me to feel and understand what my true abundance is. And that doesn't mean that I need to feel bad about me changing or switching on my career, or feel bad about me not doing so many tarot readings on live or doing things like that. I don't need to feel bad about that, because I'm still working and doing things that are spiritually aligned with me. It's just, I don't need to also feel bad when it comes about money, or me wanting more money, or me wanting to embrace more of that abundance, of me having more of a balanced life. Because if you know anything about being an African American, especially a woman, it's hard to really have that long-term abundance, or even think abundance is here. And I didn't have a good role model as far as my family, my parents, individuals, about money. So me learning more about money, me tuning into money, being more like a best friend and not like a need. It's more like we're just here and we're kicking it, you know? It's me understanding that I'm not a victim of that I'm not a victim anymore when it comes to me not receiving my true abundance. So having these two energies here is a beautiful indication to me of how much I'm going to be free from this, that I'm going to switch that shadow energy, that negative energy that I may have felt about my career, about my abundance, and have me be more free and more alive with what I'm tuning into, what I'm creating. So yeah, that was my that was my reading for myself. Thanks, Spirit. That was pretty cool. I didn't really expect that to happen, but do you see how tarot and how an oracle card or oracle deck can actually help alleviate or help you understand your shadow a lot more? Because by you using these tools to help you understand it, including journaling and meditation, these things are going to help you understand you a lot better. And that's exactly what I wanted you to understand and see through this video today. So this is going to be the end of the video, you guys. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I'm really glad that we were able to get all this information out, because this is beautiful information that I'm feeling. I really do hope you guys understand this and feel and know that you can move on from this. It doesn't have to captivate you. It doesn't have to overshadow you. It doesn't have to make you feel like you're constantly being in the past, you're not growing. We are here on this planet to actually experience things. That's why it's called you being an experience. It's how you learn those experiences, it's how you attain or how you move forward from those experiences that allows you to grow. And we're only here to grow. We're only here to experience, learn, and grow. So if you can tap into those shadow, you can tap into the negativity, you can tap into the darkness, and really embrace that energy within you, accept it and be vulnerable, you really can go far with your own growth and your own journey. So Ashe, thank you so much for you guys for being here today and hanging out with me. Again, if you would like to receive those journaling prompts or also learning more about shadow work and Carl Jung, all that information will be down in the description box. If you do want to book a reading with me, I am going to be limiting these pretty soon, so make sure that you book it down below here, and I will catch you guys at our next video.